A big hello once again to everyone watching, and welcome back to something a tad bit different from the usual programming. Welcome over here to the island of Tesco in Open Transport Tycoon Deluxe, shorthand also known as OpenTTD, where we're over here on the British Isles. We have England, Wales over here. We also have the entirety of Ireland. So I shouldn't just say it's the UK because I don't want to upset the Irish. We do also have Scotland up here in the north. So you got Glasgow. Because that's really all Scotland is. It's just northern England. We also have the... I've forgotten what these islands are called. But we have those as well. And if we take a look at our... Where is it? It's been a long while since I played this game, so... Gonna be take me a while to find things. If we look at the towns by population, Ellie over here, for some reason, is classified as a city, but it only has 60 people living in it, which is pretty accurate. Perfect to begin our Greater Anglia network if we were to start there. However, I suspect might not actually begin there. We shall see. But if you sort by the biggest population, oh, let's have Paris on the map. Huh, could always do the Eurostar as well. But for a start, we're starting here in 1935 for no particular reason. It's just a lot better than the 1800s, a lot less death, I find. But to begin, we shall begin with a few small bus routes in and around probably the Kent area, simulating Crimea River operations, which is probably what we shall rename our company to. We have like an 80s-esque manager. She's about 50 years too early for that design and that style to actually catch on. Change the company name. Crimea a Rover. There we go. Can also change the colour scheme so it's a bit more tealish, which is Arriva's colours. So obviously it would be ideal if we started off in London. However, London is a big city, biggest on the map thus far, so it'll be very expensive to build stations, and well, just railways in general are pretty expensive in this game. So going to start off with a small little bus route. Probably just doing a little circular around Chatham, Gillingham, Maidstone. Maybe even creating like the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge. Connect up to Grays and Basildon and Southend-on-Sea. Which would be an interesting route. Sad it doesn't really exist in real life. So with that being said, we can begin building our road network. What is unfortunate is the fact that I would have to demolish some houses. Then again, they're not exactly of the highest quality, so this is fine. Also, hello Crazy! Yes, OpenTTD! I felt like it just makes a nice change from the usual content. And I have not played this game in a little while, so, you know, why not? There we go. Gonna need to create a little bridge. Although, in saying that, in order to create a bridge, I'm going to have to demolish some more houses. I'm going to demolish this guy's house. It's fine, he didn't really like it anyway. Get the bridge over here, the cheapest possible one. Connect that up. Connect it up to Maidstone. Oops. Ideally in a straight line. Close enough. A few, you know, not exactly the smoothest road in the world, but then again, you know, Kent, well, I was going to say Kent Council, but no, Maidstone Council, they're cheapskates. There'll be tons of potholes in this road anyway, it will be that bumpy in real life. So what we shall do is, do like having the coverage. So Chatham kind of wants 2 bus stops in it. One to cover sort of near the power station, get all the workers. One for the lower half of Gillingham. Sorry, I think I call this Chatham. Don't want to get the two confused. Here, sadly, we can't really serve the town proper. We are missing out 3 houses over here. But that's fine. They can, you know, walk. Take the short little walk down. And then create a stop right by the stadium up here on Upper Maidstone. Whilst also connecting up a little loop so that buses can then come down here. Create a little bus depot. And then from here we can buy some buses. Get some Regal buses, I feel like. Yeah, I mean, we don't have any other choices for passenger vehicles. Sadly, I don't really have any mods for early bus vehicles, unfortunately. So if I remember correctly, set it like that. Go down to here. Go to Chatham. Then go Gillingham, Gillingham, Gillingham. Back down to Chatham, and then it will come back around. Now I shall clone this bus. There we go. It's cloned. I'll set this running. And then once it goes through every single stop and activates it, you can't even do the waterfront bus station. Well, kinda only. Well, I mean, you sorta can. I mean, not entirely, to be fair. I sort of am debating whether or not it will be worthwhile just creating one massive station just for Chatham, Gillingham and Maidstone, and actually Basildon, Grays and Southend as well, just like here, call it like Maidstone Central, which is probably like what they actually want to happen in real life, just swallow up the entirety of like Rochester, Gillingham, Dartford, just swallow it all up into the Medway brand. But no, yes, so I set this bus off to start running so that passengers can start, well, it kind of activates the stops, and therefore what I can do for this vehicle is not clone it. That's not what I wanted. Go to the timetable here, and then I can go autofill, and now this vehicle is going to go off and timetable the run to go pick up all passengers. And this is sort of like a rudimentary city bus manager system, I guess, to timetabling. Put it on faster speeds. There we go. See, making modest income. It's made 13 quid down to Gillingham, so they're a bit cheap. The first railway line should be extended Elizabeth line, Readham to Gillingham. I do have to remind you, we are, you know, just on the cusp of the First World War. Like, we're in between the First and Second World Wars. I don't think they were envisioning the Elizabeth line existing just yet, but eventually I definitely will be getting that made. I just realised there isn't actually like a town called Shenfield, but instead of going to Shenfield, I can terminate it at Basildon, Southend. I mean, Reading does exist, as does Maidenhead. There it is. Slough. Ugh, of course they have. Why do they have Slough? Who likes Slough? It's better if it doesn't exist. The worst part is actually the fact that if you look on the Isle of Wight, there's no towns. That's unfortunate. I don't have the cheats on, so I can't find found my own towns. That is unfortunate, because I would love to create the island line. That would be like a good starting railway, honestly. I think one of my buses is just broken down. Yes, it has. It's died on the first incline. This vehicle is literally about 3 months old. How is it already dead? You know what? Typical Arriva maintenance right there. So that was great, Jake. Make a channel bridge. No towns. Yeah, I'm not able to found any new towns, so I can't like place a town and just rename it to Shenfield over here. I would love to do that. Make like an all-shack stopper. You know what? Eventually, I think one of my end goals will be to create, not the Channel Tunnel. Well, it will be the Channel Tunnel, but it'll be like the Channel Bus Link between Dover and Calais. See, we're so used to having the ferry, but in my world, that's never going to happen. We're going to have a massive tunnel and just run buses. The Eurostar, who needs that? So this is going. don't really think it's doing all too much. So I think another thing I could do is the beginnings of the Brighton main line. So create a station down here in Brighton via Crawley, which eventually will be, you know, completely bulldozed to make way for an airport. We are going to accurately create Gatwick Airport. Does Luton exist, actually, now that I think about it? Luton doesn't... Oh, Luton does exist. So does Southend. Is... What's its face? What's the other London airport? Stansted. Stansted isn't here. But I still will slap an airport right bang here. I'm going to accurately recreate all London airports, and that's the only thing that I'm accurately going to be recreating. So I can only create steam railways, even though I'm pretty certain they were starting schemes of electrification in the country by this point. But you know what? These are tiny little details I guess we can overlook. I've also just realised I'm pretty certain I had a UK station mod installed. Whoops. I might actually not be playing with all the mods that I had installed. I think I might have forgotten a few things. Why does that bus look more like a bus from the 2000s or something? I have a better idea. Instead of trains, we use buses throughout the UK. Wow, Luton's so nice, so good, definitely. Yeah, I know, that's a highlight of anyone's visit to the UK, is when they land in Luton and then realise what a miserable shack it is. We could also actually, to be fair, you are right, we could just connect everything up with buses. You know, I am going to do that. A straight line straight up to Crawley. And then another straight line from Crawley, pretty much to, well, trying to say this is Crystal Palace, but in reality this, well actually, over here would be Kingston, down here would be Croydon. There we go. The direct bus route between Brighton, Crawley, and, Croydon. Yep. Don't worry, eventually, well actually, to be fair, I was going to say eventually it's going to be trains. No, this is just rail replacement. That's all this is. This isn't even serving the town proper. Come on, actually serve the people who live here. Crawley isn't that bad of a place to visit. Oh, Crawley doesn't want me to do that. Okay, they already hate me. Not off to the best of starts on... Oh. They don't even want to stop in their town. You know what? We're going to bypass you then, Crawley. Sod you. Instead, we're going to place a little stop over here in London West. Don't think that's accurate. I'm going to rename this to... this is probably... I'm going to say Kingston. It's close enough to Kingston. Actually, maybe it'll be more Teddington, but you know what? I'm just going to call it Kingston for now. And then, I mean, ideally, I would want to reduce the amount of bus depots I build, but you know what? I can't be bothered with that right now, so going to get that. Also, whilst being here, I do actually want to build a railway station, just so that when London does start expanding, I'm not like... No, I want it to be below, so I can tunnel underneath London. So when London does expand, I'm not just bulldozing even more area. Will they let me demolish that? They shall, because London doesn't care. Get a 8 coach station, and for the next episode I will make sure all my UK station mods are working. Oh no, wait, Croydon Airport opened in 1920, but does anyone still want to fly into Croydon? No, well, I mean, back in the day people were like, yeah, Croydon is an excellent area. Nowadays, less so. That's probably why the airport closed. So what I shall do is then do the same as what I did in Medway. It's an express, London to Brighton. Whoops, go non-stop to Brighton. Yes, express London to Brighton service. Where is road vehicle number 1? So this does not have a timetable, but road vehicle number 2, is it? I think it's late. Oh, hold on. Interesting. Okay, so what I shall do then is clone road vehicle number 2. Clone it a couple of times, get the bus service going. There's 27 people waiting at Maidstone. We have no one waiting at Chatham because no one lives there or wants to go there. Gillingham has a few people. Yeah, Gillingham has 20 people also waiting. Hello, Nathan. So you can escape that area as quickly as possible. Yeah, that's true. At least there's a new connecting thing from Luton Airport to Luton Airport Parkway. Yes, the new DART system, which I feel like so many things are called darts. It doesn't really make much sense. But yes, the direct air-to-rail transit system is what I think the DART stands for. Okay, gonna start building Brighton Station. Because I do want to get our first trains going between London and Brighton. Brighton sadly doesn't want to hear about trains. Alright. Yes, the DART. That's actually opening, I think. Well, I'm pretty certain it's opening next week, I'd want to say. It's having like a soft launch. I know for certain the bendies that do the shuttle between the Parkway station and the airport, which is ran by go-aheads, those are being stood down. I'm also broke. Oh, Jesus. I have 23 quid. Oh, no. Oh, I have £6. At least I can afford a meal. Never mind, I spoke too soon. I'm in the negative now. Aye. This is unfortunate. Could you get to Brighton just a tad bit faster, please? I'm sort of desperate. I'm using my overdraft in 1936. I mean, they should change their name before the people in Ireland destroy them. To be fair, you are right, because you do have the Dublin Dart, but then there are also many other Dart systems around the globe. So I'm pretty certain you have like a Chicago Dart as well. There are, as I said, a few other darts. So it is... We turn into Croydon Council. Just a tad. You know, actually no. In order to be fully Croydon Council, this is what we have to do. Go over here to the loan section. Oh, can't do it whilst paused. Loan section. There we go, I've maxed out my loan. Wait, hang on a minute, we're still broke. Yep, that's Croydon Council Simulator. Now, will Crawley allow me to build a station? Please. No. Can I build a bus stop? I want to transport your people. Crawley does not want to hear about these fangled automobile inventions. Actually, we're still doing better financially than Croydon Council. That's true. If we were Croydon Council, we'd be literally maybe a couple of 100 million in the hole. We would have to be bailed out about 6-7 times as well. Actually, to be fair, I say that they don't want to hear about like trains and whatnot. There is a little hack in order to make them happy, and that's just to plant a bunch of trees, turn this into a forest. And then, suddenly they're absolutely happy about having a train station just plonked anywhere. There you go. Oh, Brighton suddenly hate us. But, can I please extend the station? Nope, Brighton do absolutely hate us. That is unfortunate. I'm going to waste another 20 grand on trees. So I actually am doing a Croydon Council. Actually, more like a Thurrock Council as well. I'm just wasting money. Public payers' money for no reason. Thankfully, I am a private corporation. Let's go to the settings so I can see... So I can make trees transparent, because I don't want to see trees right now. Get a station here in Crawley. And then also a bus stop if they allow me. Although I feel like they probably hate me. Yep, they do actually hate me now. Plant some more... That's a waypoint. Whoops. Plant some more trees. There we go. Waste another 20 grand. Can I build a bus stop now? No, I cannot. You know what? You win, Crawley. You win. I'm also going to be renaming this from Crawley to Free Bridges. Free Bridges. And soon... Well, I say soon, but soon-ish, we will build also the Brighton, well, the Thameslink core. Do you realise we have to cross over? There you go. Yeah, that's an efficient level crossing. Hang on, this has to go around a bit more. There's also a bit of a slope here, which I would like to get rid of. Destroy nature. We don't need it. What's happened? API compatibility. No suitable AI What? Whoops. I think I accidentally have an AI mod installed. That's a bit of a mistake. I shall be removing that for the next episode as well. Sometimes this game's a lot more fun to play with, well, pretend other people. It's not real other people. Create a nice straight line from London. Which would be from down here. There's also another bit of a slope here. Rip trees. The trees are still here. It's just they're a bit translucent. Also, hello, Tico. Yes, borrow then still be in minus 570 million. Yes, that is very true. As I said, at least we're not having to be bailed out by the government. Looking at, you know, a few banks over in the US. Oh, wait, hang on. No, actually, they completely went bankrupt. But we have the beginnings of the Brighton main line. Although, in saying that, I do usually like to build a crossover point a bit closer to the station over here. So this is also a pretty steep gradient for the steam trains that we are going to run on this. I also don't think we're going to have enough money to actually build like a proper, well, to have multiple units, basically. Getting the feeling that all we're going to be able to afford is about one unit and maybe one carriage. But get some signals in. Get that. Whoops. There we go. Get this all signaled up till here. Get it going in the right direction, the signals. So it's on the left. Because we are in the UK. Ideally not have that signal be there. These aren't one-way signals, are they? They're not. Good. This is another slope I actually kind of want to get rid of, since there is no point for it. There we go. It is a bit of a waste of money to be spending all this landscaping costs just to flatten a bit of ground, but it does make some difference, I think, I hope. Actually, don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% certain. I mean, it makes a difference for the performance of the trains, but is it worth the cost? Again, that I'm not 100% certain of. But with that being said, go over to the depot, come over to buy some new vehicles. We can get the A4 steam train. Can get a Kirby pull tank. I don't know what that means. A Cheney Jubilee steam train. Which one is the cheapest? To be fair, this train can go 128 kilometers per hour, which again, I think I have. Yes, speed units. I want to change this to Imperial, so it's miles per hour. This can only go 80 miles per hour. You know what? Most of the time, the Brighton main line doesn't go much faster anyway. Mostly because it's probably a Thameslink train that has just been delayed by about a century. Anyway, London South, which is actually an accurate alternative name for Croydon. Then go down to Three Bridges. And then go up to Brighton Woods. Do have to change the name of that. Might have to have the Wessex mainline frequency. Ah, yes. And also, just go down the path of the Wessex Electrics. Be refurbished and then thrown straight into the bin. So get this going. Get the first train on its way, just to activate the station so people start visiting them and queuing up. Then I shall clone... Whoops. What on earth did... I thought... Hang on. Clone? There we go. And then for this train, on the timetable, I will autofill it. So it gets going. Then for this bus, on the timetable, also autofill. Go down to the depot. Wait for it to actually start loading up. In Kingston, we have... Holy bejesus, 300 people waiting to go down to Brighton. So this is pretty busy. London South, which I shall name to East Croydon. There we go. London South, East Croydon, again, synonyms. Very good train line. At least this won't be Southern, so the trains will actually come on time. Yeah, you know what, honestly, just anything that runs on the Brighton main line just doesn't really run on time, honestly. Like, a couple of years ago, Southern were bad for just never running, basically, at all. Never mind, like, running on time. But nowadays, it's Thameslink, which I find tends to just not really want to exist. Every single time I've had the misfortune of having to use the Brighton main line, I tend to use Thameslink because, well, there aren't any direct... Well, there used to not be any direct trains between Brighton and London that weren't either Thameslink or Gatwick Express, and I'm not going to be paying Gatwick Express. Also, this steam train is struggling to go up that incline. Whoops. Did it at all about like 5 miles per hour. This is the second train. This is our first train. This is also just broken down the moment I've clicked on it. Oh, that doesn't bode well. Let's look at the timetable. Okay, this train is running on time. That makes a change. Genuinely actually surprising. Let's buy ourselves one more train, get that going. So now we have 3 trains on the Brighton main line, which has broken down again. No, it's just stopped randomly. I don't know why it's done that. But if we come down to 3 bridges, we have 20 people waiting. Okay, that's not exactly ideal. What is their opinion of us? Appalling. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see that, honestly. I don't need this kind of hate in my life. We ignore you anyway, Crawley. Brighton Woods, we're gonna rename to just Brighton. Maybe also create like definitely gonna be creating what's it called? The Coastway services from Eastbourne, Brighton, Worthing, Bognor Regis, Chichester, and then down to Portsmouth. Then slap that onto the Brighton main line. Gonna also have Hove eventually. Crawley isn't fond of transport. No, they really aren't. They kind of just would prefer not to have a station and not have a bus run through here. Or stop at all. Although I'm not sure if it's they're not fond of transport, more they're just not fond of me. But with that being said, I shall... Oh, Brighton's also not fond of transport either, because they don't want me to build another bus station connecting up to Brighton Station, so I can't create a little shuttle service, considering there are 166 people who want to go up to London. Well, to Kingston, more specifically. With that being said, we have 18, sorry, I can't read. 18,000 in the bank, so what I'm going to do is clone a couple of these buses until we're broke, send them out, and kind of hope for the best, honestly. There we go. So, 700 people are waiting at East Croydon. Well, what has broken down now? Oh, okay, I think they fixed themselves. They're all going to be coming down to 3 bridges. Okay, a bit strange, honestly. Seeing them do, like, a double run like this. I don't understand. East Croydon to 3 bridges to Brighton to 3 bridges to East Croydon. Far end. Near ends. Okay, maybe not near ends. Go to the middle. Then at 3 bridges, go in the middle again. There we go. Fantastic. Pops down East Croydon. Oh. These are really unreliable, these steam trains. Hello, Valentino. Crawley is favour of the Beeching Act. I mean, see, if they're not careful, they'll end up being like Uckfield over here, which just doesn't exist anymore. Although, to be fair, the Uckfield branch of, the Southern service that runs down to Uckfield only survived because that was Beecham's hometown and he didn't want to lose his railway service. So, you know, if Crawley isn't careful, I will remove 3 bridges and they're never gonna have any passengers at all come visit them. But I will still build the airports, just to royally piss them off. Gatwick is going to exist. And, as a matter of fact, I might actually just put it up here. Supplies, nothing accepts nothing. Just you wait, I'm going to do the tree trick on you once again, Crawley. You can have some trains that shuttle between East Croydon and Three Bridges. I could also just create, what's it called? The Gatwick Express. That shuttle between Three Bridges and Brighton. Pretend like that is Gatwick Airport. I actually might rename this to Gatwick Airport, build the airport here, and then build another station down here, which is Three Bridges. I'm doing well. How about you, Valentino? Beach and being biased. Yeah, no, he's based, honestly. Based opinion. Destroy all, like, unprofitable branch lines apart from ones that run in your hometown. In which case, then it's personal. But to be fair, to be fair to him, he did sort of still achieve the mission of, like, reducing the costs of British Rail at the time, because he kept the Uckfield branch unelectrified, which it is to this day. Even though the rest of the Southern network, like all the way from Brighton, Southampton, Eastbourne, all the way up to London Victoria, the entire network is electrified, apart from that one branch line. So, you know, he didn't get the full turkey, unfortunately. Eventually, I will also create I kind of want to try and make, like, a central London station. Maybe go for King's Cross, St. Pancras, maybe Victoria. I'm not 100% certain. I do want to do that, but I am fearful on how much that is going to cost. Also, there's 1,000 people waiting at East Croydon, with another 200 waiting in Kingston for the bus. However, in Brighton, there's only 15 people. There's also only 28 people waiting at the bus stop. That's also unfortunate, actually. Brighton still doesn't want me to create a shuttle bus. Okay, it's not looking great. But with that being said, are we turning a bit of a profit? We're still kind of losing money, but at least we're not in the negative. Could always try create a shuttle between Eastbourne and Brighton. Can either create the coastliner service or go with railways. Oh yeah, see you, Nathan. Thanks for being here. Isn't the Marshalink? Oh yes, I always forget about the Marshalink, its existence, which is sort of unfortunate because I have used it pretty recently. But yes, the Marshalink is also the other area of Southern that is not electrified. The two areas of Southern that actually use Class 171 DMUs. Hello, Tico. But the Marshalink, honestly, I only forget about it because it doesn't have that interesting of a history compared to the Uckfield branch, which literally only survives because Beechin just, you know, has a personal, well, just personally was like, you know what, my hometown, we keep railways, even though apparently the branch line wasn't profitable, the Uckfield branch, but he was just like, no, this is my home. There ain't no way I'm losing my railway service. Does Eastbourne get its own direct service, or should we get the coastliner service, coastliner bus service between Brighton and Eastbourne? That's a good question. I think for now it would be a good idea to probably go with the coastliner service. Get it to go, you know, along the coast, as its name would imply. Okay, the land's apparently sloped in the wrong direction for that. As it turns out, I cannot actually build roads to save my life. Get this road down here. Nice straight line. It's basically along the coast. And then get this bus stop down here in central Eastbourne. With another one up the top of the hill. Go down to Brighton. Still won't allow me to build that shuttle bus. That's really frustrating. I would actually love to be able to build that shuttle. Brighton to Eastbourne. This will be the coastliner service, so this will have pretty high frequency. I was wrong buttons. There we go. In real life, this is a every 10-minute service from Brighton and Hove. Please stop trying to create AI. What is this? This is OpenTTD. Southern is such a boring operator of trains, and will probably get even more boring when the 313s go away, which is actually pretty soon because they're having their farewell tour in, what's it, May? They're having it pretty recently, and yeah, it's, honestly, you're not even wrong. Their entire fleet is literally just going to be 377s and the occasional 171. That's like the most interesting fleet they, well, EMU, well, okay, not EMU, but most interesting train that they have in their fleet are the 171s. Though, then again, I guess the entirety of GTR is kind of like that as well, because GTR is Southern, Gatwick Express, and Thameslink. So, I mean, you kind of just have like a homogeneous fleet of 387s, 377s, 171s for like Southern, Gatwick Express, and then Great Northern and Thameslink have the 700s and the 717s. April, close enough. It's also boring now with only 700s. That's true, although to be fair, I do actually quite like the 700s. They're alright, they're not bad. And occasionally you do hear one of the sort of knackered ones that kind of sound like, get this to autofill again, kind of sound like the 319s they replaced, which is a bit strange. Bit strange when you hear that, you're like, hang on a minute, is there a rail tour going on? You turn around and it's just a 700 departing from East Croydon. So I don't actually know, like, oh, we're getting congestion on the Brighton main line. This train's also decided to reverse on itself. Decided it had enough of weight, and okay. It was a bit better when they still had 319s, that's true. Which operator has the most amount of different trains, I wonder? I would probably hedge a bet against something like, I mean, most operators now are sort of homogenous in their fleet as well, but I would bet probably like Cross Country. Maybe ScotRail actually would be a good shout, I'd say. Because ScotRail still have HSTs, they also have, well, they also have a ton of like Sprinter class units, alongside some more modern stuff. So probably would be ScotRail. Thameslink class 700s have bad seats, they're like iron boards. I do agree. I had the misfortune of having to sit on those iron-in seats all the way between Brighton going up to Cambridge for 2.5 hours. My back still hasn't forgiven me for that one. However, whenever I go Thameslink, I always just sit in the back first class because it's declassified. Although to be fair, I have found those first class seats are also not really comfortable. For short distances, yeah, they're a lot more comfortable than the iron board seats you get in standard class, but for long distances, they make no difference. They're really painfully, like, just not padded. Freebridge Station has no one waiting for it. Are we making money? We actually are, that's impressive. If we go to Crimea River, a Rover. Oh yeah, also don't forget we are playing as a Reaver currently, which doesn't make any sense because we're running the Brighton main line. But you know what, pretend this is like, what, Grand Central? Definitely not Northern, it's not that shabby. Maybe Chiltern as well, actually, that's what a Reaver run. Also, would be ideal to change our face from the fro lady to a Bolden businessman. You know what? Sure, why not? Let's randomize it a couple of times. There we go. Give him some shades. Because that man means business. Is Brighton any happier about us? They are not. I am sorry to have completely pissed you off, Brighton and Hove Council. Can I please just build one extra bus stop? They just refuse to allow it. They don't want to hear this. Yeah, ScotRail or Transport for... yeah, maybe Transport for Wales as well. To be fair, though, those are sort of... those operators, like, just operate a really large network, I'd say, because they're obviously like country specific. So maybe it's a bit of an unfair comparison. Though to be fair, with Transport for Wales, they are slowly homogenizing their fleet with more flirts. So yeah, in the future, that's definitely going to be something that they it's going to be like every other operator, to be fair. Which actually, honestly, I wouldn't complain so much about, because the flirts that they're buying, actually I don't know what they are, what class they are for Transport for Wales, but Greater Anglia's like 745s and 755s, they're excellent trains. Absolutely the best modern day EMU/DMU/hybrid vehicle in recent history, honestly. They are really comfy. Their spec is really, really good, honestly. Also, I've just realised it would probably be ideal if I created a connection so they can come back out. Whoops. Now we have all 3 trains going into East Croydon. Although that's not much of an issue, because, you know, we've actually managed to clear out East Croydon. It's rush hour, apparently. Is Crawley slightly more happy about me? They're still not. You know, I'm going to further pollute your town. Can I build a waypoint so that the buses actually drive through the town? I don't think I can. Actually, I probably can if I... No, I don't think they allow me. I don't think I'll be allowed to remove the roads here. No, Crawley. Ah, there we go. Perfect! I'm making them drive through the towns because this massive middle finger to you, Crawley. Yes, they're good. Well, from what I've heard and seen, yeah, honestly, being someone who has actually used them quite a lot, they are actually really, really good. They live up to the, not really, I was going to say live up to the hype, but it's not really hype. But they are definitely, like, excellent modern day vehicles. Gonna create a little turn-in circle for the buses over here. Brighton now accepts goods. Fantastic. Took them long enough. Brighton is slowly growing into an actual respectable city. London is just a behemoth and continues to be a behemoth. So not much is changing there. To be fair, our Maidstone operations, like Medway operations, I should also say, actually not doing too bad. Are there any stops with a massive amount of people waiting? Not really. Maidstone is actually really happy with our operations. Chatham also loves us. Gillingham also loves us. I feel like this would be the perfect opportunity to build a railway station here. And then connect it up to... See, the problem is I would love to build, like, London Bridge, which is where these two services would connect from East Croydon and the Mid-Kent lines. Today I went on some I'm presuming you mean Great Western Railway 165s. So hoping to go on Thursday. Yeah, they're not bad as well. I think... Well, I was going to say, I think they're in the process of being replaced, but I think that's just not true at all, what I just said. So just ignore that. But yeah. I think my only experience of being on the Turbo Stars on the Great Western Railway network is actually doing the Greenford branch of all things. Bit random, bit strange, but yeah. I do really want to build that Central London station, and there is like space on the coast here, sort of. But then I'd have to like try bridge or like tunnel. It's very convoluted to do anything when a city gets this size and doesn't absolutely love you. Oh, to be fair, they do say I'm very good, so I think I'm going to use that as my go-ahead to actually bulldoze a couple of roads and buildings. I can also just bulldoze the Thames. Pretend like this is Blackfriars. Although, the London Bridge... The problem is I can't really... this is a tough one, because if I was to build London Bridge, I kind of have to build it like this, but then from East Croydon, that is on the wrong trajectory to then go back up to the north. Although, in saying that, St Albans is over here, so it would work, kind of curving like that, so... I've actually sort of sold myself on that idea again. And then actually buy this land up so that they don't build on it. Does London hate me? Nope, not yet. But they do think I am a bit rubbish. Honestly, don't blame them. Oh, and they don't allow me to remove any more roads. Whoops. But I'll take that as a go-ahead to remove some more bridges, because apparently London needs less bridges. Get this over there. Okay, can I bulldoze these buildings? I cannot. Alright. Whilst that is... Keep getting that. Can I get my reputation up? Okay, my reputation is now up to good. So they don't completely hate me. Get some more land. Now they think I'm really mediocre. See, I don't need the full length station at the moment, and this is going to be a terminus, so 6 length is like okay for now. Get London Bridge, which I've also just realised I built on the north side of the Thames. That's absolutely not accurate. Get London Bridge built. Bulldoze the Thames, which is completely bankrupted me. And someone has built in the way of where I want to build a tunnel. Yikes. Okay, so, to go from here. Oh, that literally gets up to here. That's unfortunate. Okay, alright. The next thing to do will be to demolish, to be fair, I say that, I can't really tunnel out because this will tunnel out to the Thames over here. London does kind of hate me. But when do they not? I also do kind of want to... Where is it? Transparency options. Let's hide all the buildings. So I need to remove this square, basically, in order to build tracks over here. This will be the terminus station for the new Medway routes. A good question is, do I want to continue this? I think... kind of want to design it in a way so that I have Maidstone and Gillingham on the network, but I feel like that's a bit of a stretch, so I might combine the two stations, Chatham, Gillingham, into one. So over probably like this for now. 8 stations, 8 tiles long. Remove these stops over here. Well, roads even, not stops. There you go. Build Maidstone. The Medway Valley line, yes! It'll be exactly like the, what's it called in Wales? Like the Cardiff... The Cardiff commuter lines. There we go. I mean, it's not exactly going to be like, you know, the fastest mode of transport. But hey ho. It can also kind of only like connect up to here, which is unfortunate. I am also going to have to bulldoze other houses here. Bridge head's not at the same level. What about like this? Okay, this works. There we go, and this will be, like... Oh, that works as well. That actually doesn't look absolutely horrendous. I think it's like Rochester that has something like this. Now to try to connect this up to London Bridge. I think for now it would probably be more ideal if I focused on connecting up the Medway Valley lines up into central London first. London doesn't like me. It wants me to sod off. It's telling me politely. This is slightly unfortunate turn of events. But with that being said, I think this does, yeah. Does unfortunately, the tunnel leads out to here, which is right on the Thames. But I might be able to rectify that. This is a real big push, honestly. Sort of have also like blocked myself into a corner here with London Bridge. But hey ho, there are the. Okay, no. Why has it instantly created a level crossing? Oh my god! Now I can't delete that. That's actually infuriating. I wanted to build a crossover point. London. They literally did that just to piss me off. That's fucking frustrating, honestly. Okay. So, now we're in a bit of a pickle. How on earth do I connect up the Medway Valley lines to literally anything else? You know what? Gonna flatten this area. There we go. Ideally try not to spend all my money doing this. But I will spend a large majority of it. There we go. So continue this on a bit more. Then up until there, I feel like. Make it like traverse through southeast London. I mean, to be fair, there would be a stop here for Bromley South before. Actually, to be fair, Bromley South isn't directly connected up to the London Bridge. They mostly just have direct services to Victoria. And on to like Brixton, those areas. That'll be for a different line. Chatham Woods. Probably I'm going to rename this to Chatham and Gillingham. Oops. Gillingham. Or pretending to be the Southeastern Railway. The Chatham, Dover and South Coast Railway, I think was their name. Get this down over here. Now we have to demolish more things. Although, is it possible to create a bridge? I don't think it's possible to create a bridge over a bridge. Oh wait, there is. I mean, it is even, and that's also a road bridge. So, not exactly the smartest cookie in the sheds. Oh, a bridge over a bridge. Then create probably another bridge over the Thames here, and then it will connect up to here, which will be a tunnel, which will tunnel all the way to London Bridge. Which I know, not accurate. Don't have to scream about at me about that, but not much I can do. So now it's sort of just a waiting game. We have quite a lot of people waiting at East Croydon, 200 people. No one really waiting at Three Bridges, because Crawley absolutely hates my guts, and I hate their guts. I'm doing everything in my power to piss them off as well. Brighton, I think, are okay. Yeah, Brighton are actually okay with me now. That makes a change. I can finally create a little shuttle service. To be fair, Brighton would have, like, it has a really, really good local bus service. So this is accurate. This stop doesn't really serve the new developments over here. So what I shall do instead is send this down to suppose kind of like that. There we go. So that now this will be like a again, shuttle service. Some new vehicles, some new Regal buses from Brighton, Brighton Central down to Brighton Station where it will transfer everything. I don't want it to unload. No unloading here. Before going straight back to Brighton. This will be a shuttle bus, but I will set a timetable for it. And then clone a couple more vehicles. There we go. So a lot more vehicles coming into Brighton, just central bus station. Brighton doesn't have a bus station, but that's beside the point. Extend it so you can have more capacity. And then now we're transferring all these people onto our railway line, which will be making more money. There is also a way to actually see where their destinations are, but I have forgotten how to do that. Localization network. I've forgotten the setting for it, but that is beside the point. Anyway, this shuttle bus is working excellently. Now we're just feeding all the people down to Three Bridges. Genuinely is surprising that Crawley hate me, considering how many people we are literally pumping to them, both from East Croydon and Brighton. Then again, maybe that's why they hate us. Oh, there's a map of the game. You can see a map of our network thus far. If we connect it up to that, there we go. You can see we've connected Brighton, Crawley, London, and then we have this over here, the Mid-Kent line. London doesn't like us. I feel like it's going to take a little while. Oh, also, I feel like I just wasted all my cash. Whoops. Actually a massive mistake that I did there. I think I spent like 200 grand on trees. Well, this is a bit of a problem because now I'm just sort of just sitting there waiting. Hoping that London stop hating me, honestly. But I feel like that's going to take a little while. But, I suppose, with that being said, this probably is a good spot to leave this episode over here. I thank everyone for getting this far, and if you haven't liked already, be sure to like this live stream / video, depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching the replay, I don't know. If you're not yet subscribed, be sure to be subscribed. Subscribe with notifications so you get notified every single time I go live, because I stream, well, I was going to say I stream this game every single week. I don't, but I actually might start doing that. I, however, do stream OMSI2 content every single week, City Bus Manager content every single week, which is going to be my next stream. I actually was very tempted to stream that today instead of OpenTTD, but then I launched up this game and I'm here now. I also stream City Skylines content. I'm probably going to branch out into NIMBY Rail stuff as well. So if that sounds like anything that you fancy, do be sure to subscribe for more. However, with that being said, I do thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your evening. Day, it's the afternoon. Why did I say evening?